My coaches in ministry warned me. They said, Alan, if you're going to go on and be a church planter, then you got to understand your life will now be categorized by sacrifice and spiritual warfare. But then I thought, why only if I get into church planting? I mean, I get that the work of church planting is significant and will naturally lead me to the front lines of the devil's strongholds, but shouldn't every Christian live a sacrificial life? Shouldn't every Christian be pushing back darkness where they are with such efficiency that the spiritual warfare would be an inevitable part of their lives? I mean, I think so, but I don't see that. What I see is a mass of people who profess Christ but are living cushy, spiritually safe lives. Their idea of a sacrifice is putting $10 in an offering plate and waking up a bit early on Sunday, but of course only if they don't have plans on Saturday nights. When we live our lives in this way, the devil is winning. In the years that I remember preparing to plant, and now that I am planting, I can say I've never experienced such sacrifice and spiritual warfare. And for confidentiality reasons, I can't tell you specific stories, but just suffice it to say this: the devil hates it, absolutely hates it, when God leads people to plant churches in dark places. But there's a flip side of this coin. And the flip side of this coin is the reality of the victories and the acts of God that I've seen on this journey. They're like nothing else I've ever experienced. And I actually feel bad for these Christians who are on the sidelines, who are sipping their Starbucks, in the pew, in their religious safe space. They're missing out on a faith journey that is unbelievable. Now look, you don't have to be a church planter to walk this walk, to push back darkness. If you're a religious safe space Starbucks Christian, you can get off the sidelines and step into the game. Don't be satisfied with putting your pocket change in the offering. Give sacrificially. Give sacrificially of your time, your efforts, your gifts, your money. Now, will the devil attack you? You better believe that he will. But I've learned this: the harder he attacks you, the more glorious the victory. I used to get worked up and angry, but now I almost rejoice because I know that I'm on the right track, and that when the devil attacks me, God is about to do something amazing. And without fail, 100% of the time, God absolutely blows my mind. By not serving Christ sacrificially, you're robbing yourself of the glorious discomfort that comes from spiritual warfare and the bountiful blessings of endurance and maturity and faith that are born inside you when God sees you through and gives you victory. The American dream is a nightmare. And whatever you think is important that you're pursuing now is actually garbage if it's not Jesus. And can I just say this? God is not your cosmic Tony Robbins, fornicators, lovers of money, who want to slap a little Jesus on their lives. I see you out there using cuss words and swearing, and then you post a picture of yourself with the Bible. Grow up. Your lust for money and freedom has got you in chains. If you're not going all in for Christ, you're wasting your life. Now, that doesn't mean that you must become a church planter, but that means that you follow Christ without reservation. It means you look at every aspect of your life and you ask yourself, how am I going to use the blessings of God to serve His purpose? Your family, your money, your talents, your business. If you're not orienting your whole life around Him in this way, you're only robbing yourself. But Alan, you might say, what if I lose my business? Then lose it. I've never sacrificed something I thought was important for the Lord that He hasn't replaced and repaid with something greater. Just realize something today. If this is all you get from this video, this rant, just realize this. You don't know what you want. You don't know what's good for you. So when you let go of this worldly garbage, and when you begin to fill your hands with eternal riches, then that which C.S. Lewis wrote becomes true of you. As he said this: it would seem that our Lord finds our desires not too strong but too weak. Then he goes on to say, we are half-hearted creatures fooling about with drink and sex and ambition when infinite joy is offered us We're like an ignorant child who wants to go on making mud pies in the slum because he cannot imagine what is meant by the offer of a holiday at the sea. We are far too easily pleased. God has this. He has an all-inclusive, eternal resort for you, but you just prefer the mud pies. You prefer the slums because your lust has deceived you. You want to have the newest mud pie, lest your neighbor's mud pie be nicer than yours. Yes, many will quit when things get hard, but that doesn't mean you have to. Many are going to hear this and do nothing about it. They will continue chasing a stupid fleshly desire to their own derision. They will continue to have one foot in the church and one foot in the world. Don't be one. Separate yourself from the crowd. Stand with the lonely saints on the narrow way. As the Apostle Paul said, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. God bless you.